Hello, hello. Good morning, and welcome to our Friday morning edition of Metamorphosis Live. Hi, Cielo. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging in there with us while we worked through those technical difficulties. We love this app at the company, but sometimes it can be a little tricky the first time someone gets on here. Anyway, yay, we're here now. That's the only important part. So for those of you who don't know, Cielo is our newest participant in this show, Metamorphosis Live. And she's a super brave soul, very, very strong. If you missed Cielo's intake interview and also her first session, then you will have like some actual evidence of her strength and what she's been through. And the biggest thing that we're working on, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cielo, is just really trying to cultivate that self-love and self-acceptance that hasn't been present yet in your life.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, let's see. Are we? Oh, weird. We're not live yet, which is why we don't have anyone watching us. Anyway, okay, so we'll be live at some point, or we won't, and we're just gonna keep going. That's so strange.
It's like one of those days. It's Mercury is in retrograde apparently, so.
Yes. Yes, it is. Mercury went into retrograde a couple of days ago. It went into retrograde on Tuesday. So, yeah, who knows what's going on? But yeah, it says we're live and it says live here. So we're just gonna keep going. Maybe there's a delayed response. Who knows? We're not supposed to be live today. So anyway, Miss Cielo, so tell me how your week was.
This week, like right after our session, I felt very expansive.
Wow.
And just like I felt like I was like vibrating higher. I had a more flow, more acceptance. I felt really good and just like had, I guess just like that spaciousness. And then I started reading the book. I gained more awareness. It is such a good book. I mean, I'm not too far in. I'm in part 2, but so far it's been really
Good job for doing your homework. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. No, I've been doing my my affirmations in my mirror in the morning and at night. And it like this weekend I felt like I was on a high, and then I kind of reconnected with someone who had rejected me or I guess is still rejecting me, but so a little bit of heartache going on that I've been working through this week, and still remembering to like do like the breathing in through the heart, out the mouth, things like that. But yeah, it's just like a like reminding me of why I'm doing this work, because people can reject you or whatever, but it's not personal, you know what I mean? And I feel like for him, this like situation has been just a really big lesson for me, and a step towards like more growth, even though it's been kind of a little painful, but I'm choosing to see like the benefit from this.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's really easy for us to find the benefits with our mind.
Yeah.
And harder to allow those benefits to integrate in a place where it actually feels like it's integrated, like you're held, like you feel whole, right? It can be really it can be really easy to skip over the processing of it. And it can be a lot harder to integrate some of those things now. But you've been working on yourself for such a long time that when your brain is ready, I'm certain that those integrations happen really quickly.
I mean, I still like it's more of a logical thing where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see the benefit, but I still like, in my stomach and in my heart, I still feel the heaviness. So
Yeah.
I'm still like processing it and, going through it. I haven't really gotten to that place where I'm like, I'm good, so I'm still like in it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Totally still in it. Yeah. Now, what do you think, where do you think the heaviness is coming from?
I mean, I guess it's just that it's reaffirming the negative belief that I'm not good enough.
Mm, yeah, got it. I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm just feeling around that to see
Mhm.
if there's um, any tangledness around it, but it actually feels pretty clear. And that means that let's go ahead and just do a limiting belief clearing around that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Does that sound good? Yeah, I think that that will be yeah, yeah, because of, see, the thing is that usually I wouldn't do a limiting belief clearing on session 2 because limiting belief clearings are really intense, and they are very jarring for the unconscious mind. But because of how much work you've been doing on yourself for such a long time, it actually feels like anything that could be dealt with around the periphery has already been healed and released. And it feels like you just need to release these like tethers, these like things that are anchored deeply into your mind. And so let's go ahead and do that. How does that feel? How does that sit with you?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Coolio beansies. Okay, so this process is not this is not a logical process. This is an unconscious process. Have you ever done any limiting belief clearings with me in class at all?
Maybe.
Okay.
Is it like you start well, I'm
Like,
like
did you do the 12 days of breakthroughs or the 5 days to freedom, or did you
yeah.
do any of those? Okay, good. So this will be just more of a reminder for you of how this process works. So it's called timeline therapy, and
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah.
the quickest way to release limiting beliefs. And it's really, really powerful because we can release a limiting belief that is obviously, like for you, this one has existed since birth, right? Or at least since very, very early on in your life. Um,
There's another belief, I don't know, it goes kind of hand in hand. It just popped up right now is that I'm not wanted.
I'm not wanted. Okay. Ooh, maybe that is deeper. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's rate these limiting beliefs on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is that's not true. So if you're going to just say the first number that comes to mind, 10 is that's a fact. Okay. So I'm not good enough.
5.
Okay. I'm not wanted.
6.
Okay. That felt like you thought about it. So it felt like that gave your logic time to interfere. Um,
I mean, I did like that just actually came I didn't
okay.
really yeah.
Okay. So let's just well then, because both of those are fairly low. If
Yeah.
if if they are very much affecting you, they'll be closer to like an 8, 9, or 10. So could there
Um,
be something else that's underneath?
maybe I don't know. I think it's because I've been doing so much work around these that like if they were really high, I'd be like, whoa, I haven't been doing my job. But like, I think it's surrounding like not being lovable. But I touched upon that last week.
No,
Um,
oh, I'm not lovable. Okay.
but when I was telling you about the I'm not wanted,
Yes.
that hurts me a little deeper because yeah, I feel like there is some truth to it.
Mhm.
Even like maybe I kind of feel like my mom didn't really want me. Like that's coming up for me.
Okay. Um,
Or she acted like
that
she didn't.
wow. Yeah, that sounds real painful. I'm not wanted. I'm not lovable. Okay, so when you think of those limiting beliefs between the two, I'm not wanted has more of a sting
Yeah,
than
that's
I'm
like as
wanted.
far as like pain versus belief, like the pain is like at probably an 8.
Oh, good. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Cool. Okay. Perfect. Now we're cooking on gas. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions throughout this exercise, and I want you to try to, as best as you can, say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, without trying to logic or reason your way through it. If you were to know the first event that, when disconnected, would cause this limiting belief to completely disappear, would you say that this happened before, during, or after your birth?
Before.
First thing that comes to mind, before. Good. Good job. And was it past life or genealogical?
Past life.
Past life. Good. And how many lifetimes ago? First number.
3.
Good. Beautiful. Cielo, you did so good on that. Okay, great. So let's ask your, just go ahead and close your eyes. Go ahead and close your eyes and allow yourself to lift up above your timeline, turning to face the past. And locate where on your timeline that event took place. And once you've spotted where in your timeline that event took place, allow yourself to go right down into it. And when you're there, nod your head. Good. What emotions are present?
Lonely and cold and scared.
Wow, yeah. Lonely, cold, scared. Ask your unconscious mind, is this the first event that ever created this limiting belief? I'm not
No.
wanted. Good. Perfect. Allow yourself to lift up above your timeline, above the event. Turn to face the past. And ask your unconscious mind to show you where the first event took place.
Yeah.
Just keep going back. Just keep going back. Yep. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. And you'll know when you get to it because you just won't be able to go back any further.
Okay, now I'm like going somewhere else.
Oh boy. Where are you going?
I'm going to like a different constellation or something, or like a
Wow,
different
yeah, keep going.
planet or something.
Going.
Oh,
Keep
goodness.
going, keep going.
I'm going back to like the fall.
Good, yeah. Keep going, babe. Go back beyond. You might be going back to like a different dimension, a different planet.
Yeah, no, I think this is as far like I think this is yeah, I'm not seeing further than this. It's like
Good.
but it's like, you know, like oh, I'm in a session. Sorry. I'm recording right now.
Like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. I think it's my dad.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I'm recording something right now. I'm recording something right now. I'm sorry, too. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem at all.
Like this is
No
the day.
problem.
What
Good
else?
job.
You know, like, no.
Exactly. What I love about this entire thing is we're just literally rolling with it. We're like, all right, like this is what happens. This is how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. Just roll with the punches. Yeah. No, I'm going to like this is like being. This is I don't even know if this is like accurate, but you know how like in the Bible there's like the fall of Lucifer type thing. Not saying I'm Lucifer, but like getting kicked out of heaven. Like not being wanted there or something.
Wow.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, deep, intense. Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm like, I don't know if I can go further than that. Like that's like that's like the OG. You're not wanted. Get out of here. You know.
Sure. Yeah, that's like the original. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Oscar unconscious mind. Is this the first event?
Yes.
Good. Beautiful. Good job, Cielo. Allow yourself to lift up out of this event and go all the way back, all the way up. So far back and up that you're above and beyond, above and before any of the events, and also before any of the chain of events leading to this event. All the way back, all the way up. Even if you're like beyond the mists of time, that's fine. You don't have to be in an actual space. You just need to be before it. Okay, good. And when you're there, nod your head. Good. Now ask yourself, what are the positive learnings? Those are the lessons that needed to be learned that would allow you to release this limiting belief. So, what do you need to know? What do you need to remember? What could you have known at the time, or what can you now know moving forward that would allow you to completely release this limiting belief?
Do I say it out loud?
Yes, please.
I'm getting that this was a conscious decision. It was a choice that I made, and that this is what I wanted.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How does that help you to know that?
That I chose this for a reason. Like it's a part of my path, or like a learning experience that I wanted to participate in. Kind of like a growing up. It was like not necessarily. So this is what I'm gathering, that it wasn't that I was like kicked out of heaven or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but like, let's say that's my father's house, and it was time for me to grow up and go out into the world and learn new things.
Wow. How does that feel to know that?
I don't know. I'm just feeling like emotional.
Good. Feel it. Let it through. Let it pass through you.
Like, it's weird. It still feels sad that like, it still feels like rejection, but it's more like allowance, like being let go.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I don't want to go. Like I want to
Yeah. You
stay
want
in
to stay. Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to just stay in like that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of,
Yeah. It was like it's like a mama bird pushing her baby birds out of the nest. They don't want to leave, but it's time. So she just nudges them out so they can learn how to fly.
like there's grief.
Yeah. Good. Feel it. Let it through. Open your heart center. Let that grief move through.
Like, I don't want to, but I know I have to. And it's like this sadness of like loss.
Yeah. Wow. It's really beautiful to give yourself permission to feel and release this grief and this loss and sadness. You've been holding on to it for all of your lives, along with this like teensy chip on your shoulder that's like, fucking kicked me out. You didn't want me. What the fuck?
I'm hearing it's not that I didn't want you, it was for the highest benefit of all of consciousness.
Wow.
For me to experience these things.
Yes. And that doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah, I'm like,
but it's for the highest benefit. Yeah.
yeah, because these experiences are hard.
Yeah, they're fucked sometimes. They're certainly harder than just staying in the bosom, right? Just staying in the comfort place. Yeah. They're painful sometimes. Yeah. And you're allowed to feel a certain way about that. Like you're allowed to feel like that's not fair. You're allowed to feel like indignant about not being ready. You're allowed to feel all of the stuff that comes up with that. You're allowed to feel that rejection. You're allowed to feel it. And in your feeling of it, you're allowed to let it go. You're allowed to release it. You don't have to hold on to it either.
I'm hearing you. You're strong enough. That's why.
Yeah. That's right. How does that help you to know that?
Like it kind of like it is what it is. Because like I was equipped to do it, and another soul wasn't necessarily
Yeah.
equipped to go through exactly what I've gone through. So it's kind of like I understand that this is since we're all one, that me going through this is raising everyone up.
Yeah.
And so it's necessary.
Yeah.
But also there's a part of me that understands that I wanted to do it, that I signed up for it.
Yes. Since we're in this space of knowing, Can we ask for you to remember how you are able and allowed to be joyful in your task, to be joyful in your mission, to be uplifted, to have fun, to have playfulness? Can we ask for some reminders? And even if you are the one who's forgetting that you get to be joyful, let's ask your team, let's ask your homies to be like, hey, remember to be joyful. Remember to have fun. Remember that this whole thing isn't super serious and that the universe itself has a wicked sense of humor. Remember that you get to laugh, that you get to play. This is not like a death sentence of torture. Like, this is not, you just have to shoulder it and walk to the cross and then die, but never actually die. Just stay on the cross, crucified. Like, that's not this.
Mm-hmm.
You might have had to be crucified a time or two, but that doesn't mean you have to stay in that energy.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a martyrdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm getting the law of polarity. Like, for every, dark night, the opposite exists at the same time. Like, there's also joy that's available to me.
Yes.
Yeah. And just, it's like a choice to, I guess, to not stay in the sadness.
Right. Yes.
It's like reminding me of like after like my mom died and like my fiance broke up with me in the same month. like like after that happened, I ended up like going out and like going dancing a lot and like going clubbing, and everyone was like so confused at like how I could have been having that much fun after like that happened.
Right. After these like devastating experiences. Right. And it's not necessarily denial. Like,
Yeah.
it was actually just you harnessing the joy that existed.
Like allowing myself to have fun. I definitely grieved, and I definitely allowed myself to cry and feel the loss.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I also allowed myself to balance it out with fun.
Yeah. Good job. Beautiful.
Yeah, like I'm realizing that like sadness and joy can coexist at the same time. I don't know, that's
It's true. It's true. It's a universal truth because they're all part of the same, right? They're all part of the same. Yeah. Yes, the law of polarity and the law of duality, but beneath that, just monism. Everything is the same. Beautiful. What else do you need to know or remember in order to fully release this limiting belief I'm not wanted?
that I'm oneness. Nothing is separate from me, so nothing cannot want me except myself.
Mm. And do you want yourself?
I guess I haven't been.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what do you choose to do now in this moment?
Yeah, like I think there's parts. I think in general there's
Nope. You're thinking too hard about it. What do you choose to do now?
There's resistance.
Okay, so let's phrase it in a way that feels effortless to accept. I choose to learn how to want myself more and more every day.
Yeah. It's more accepting myself that I'm resisting, not necessarily wanting. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's take that self-acceptance, bring that forward. We're not dealing with you, buddy. Can we put a bubble around it and put that to the side, please? It's not that part of you's turn in the spotlight. Let's bubble it and put it to the side. When you've done that, nod your head for me. Okay, good. What do you choose to do, Cielo?
I'm choosing to be open to wanting myself.
Yes.
Ugh, I don't know. It still feels there's there's still like so much resistance there. Like I don't know why. Like obviously I want to say I want and accept myself, but there's this like weird resistance to it. Like I don't like know where that's coming from actually.
I don't think it's resistance. I think it's just disgust.
Okay.
So breathe through the disgust at the perceived craziness of this statement. Because if you are oneness, nothing can not want you except yourself. Could it at all be possible that oneness could not accept itself?
No.
No, it's not possible at all. And so that's why I know that logic is trying to interfere. And we're just bypassing it. We don't need to get tangled in that mess. We're just skipping right over it to knowing the truth, which is that oneness cannot not want to be with itself. That's not possible. Let's
Yeah.
make space, right?
Yeah.
Let's make space for your humanity, because we're not going to invalidate your human experience. We're making space for your humanity, but we're just not giving it the time of day. Does that make sense? It's like right now it's being right now that I don't want myself is being like a toddler that's told that it can't have the cookie. And then we are the mother that tries to reason with the toddler to say, these are all the reasons why you can't have the cookie. That's not appropriate in this scenario. What's appropriate in this scenario is no, you just can't. We're just not going to get involved in that argument. Do you know what I mean? We're not trying to reason and logic with your trauma. It exists and we validate it and we love it. Even if you don't love your trauma, you can at least honor the fact that it taught you something, right? We're not going to get into the muddle of it. We're not going to climb down into the mud and try to understand what trauma is trying to tell you about not being able to accept, wanting to be with yourself. The bottom line is, it's not possible for you not to want to be with yourself as a higher being, as that soul self version of you. I want you to connect with that part of you right now. That part of you that is above your trauma, that is above your experience, that is above your humanity. Connect with that part. Because when you're in that energy, you can look at your human self and go, oh, baby, You're obsessing about something that just doesn't matter. Like you're holding a red brick wishing that it was purple. Just put the red brick down and go get a purple one. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you can be zoomed out and you can be connected with this highest version of you, you don't have to be so obsessively worrying about, why don't I want to be with myself? What do I need to do to want to be with myself? I have resistance to being with myself. You don't have to even get in that conversation. You can just zoom out to the most authentic, the truest version of you, to the real you, and you can go, oh, okay, well, that's that. Let's just put that to the side. Put love around that version of you. Wrap that version of you in a blanket. Give it a cookie, give it a juice box, set it in front of an iPad, and keep doing your work. Tell me what your experience is from this perspective.
Of switching the language from oneness to togetherness, because oneness makes me feel lonely.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. Togetherness has got a gorgeous energy around it. Yeah. And how does that help you?
Yeah, I feel a lot more accepting and
Yeah.
wanting that.
Right. You want to be with the togetherness people, right? Yeah. You're like, let's all be together. There's like a holding hands kind of energy around it.
Yeah, like belonging.
Yes.
I,
Even though the irony is you're just belonging within yourself,
yeah,
at least we do what we need to do to conjure that those
it feels
ideas.
less lonely. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I have company. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we all do what really works for us, right? Like what works for me is to talk to the different aspects of myself that are feeling the certain feelings. Like I would talk to the aspect of myself that didn't want to be with me. And then, you know, then we would all hug that aspect, and then within there I would feel, oh, I have so many people who love me, even though they're all different aspects of me. Right? Yeah. What else? What else do you need to know or remember in order to fully release this limiting belief, I'm not wanted? Is there anything else?
I'm learning to accept all parts of myself.
Yes. Beautiful. That's so gorgeous. How does that help you?
Yeah, it makes me feel safer.
Beautiful. And it gives you permission for it to be a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which means that you don't have to punish yourself for not being perfect at it yet. Beautiful. What else? What else do you need to know or remember?
I'm innately loved. Like
Mm.
yeah, I'm not separate from it.
Mhm. That's so gorgeous. Wow, that feels really beautiful. How does that help you to know that you're innately loved?
That there's no other reality from that. Like, that's the truth. And I've created multiple realities other than that truth that aren't real.
That's right. That's right. Which is why I would not facilitate a conversation with any of those other realities. No, we're not going to reinforce something that's not true. Good noticing. Wow. So beautiful. How does it help you to know that there's no other reality than the one in which you are innately loved?
Less tiring,
Yeah, how else?
more completion,
Yeah,
less chaos.
yeah. What else?
That I've always been complete.
Beautiful.
Yeah, only completion exists.
That's right. How does it feel to see that true so clearly?
Relaxing.
Good. Yeah, to know there's nothing really to be done because
Yeah.
perfection. Like, not even like a thing is perfect because we all know that's not true, but just perfection in existence.
Yeah, like we don't need to strive for anything. Like,
Yeah,
you just are.
that's right. Anything else?
No.
Beautiful. Locking those into place so that when you need them again in the future, they'll be there. And now lifting up, going all the way up, all the way back. And I want you to scan your body from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And notice where in your body there's any heaviness. Is there any heaviness?
Maybe my heart.
Good. Keep going up. Keep going up and back until there's no more heaviness anywhere in your body. When you're there, not your head. And what about the limiting belief? Is that there? Has that gone?
Yeah.
Which one? Is it there or has it gone?
Yeah, no, it's not there.
Good.
I don't even, yeah.
Good. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to move above your timeline all the way back to now, only as quickly as you allow all the events between then and now to completely reevaluate in light of your new choices, releasing the limiting belief and the heavy emotions and preserving the positive learnings that you are innately loved, that you've always been complete. There's no other reality other than that. That you're learning to accept all parts of yourself, all parts of your humanity. So moving all the way back above your timeline, all the way back to now, allowing each event to completely reevaluate in light of your new choices. And when you get back to now, come back to the room and open your eyes. Hi. So I'm going to read your limiting belief, and I want you to tell me the level of pain that comes back on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is that's not true. 10 is that's a fact. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not wanted.
0.
Yay! Woohoo! Good job. Wow, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay, now I want you to imagine going to an unspecified time or event in the future that if it had happened before today, it would have triggered this limiting belief. How do you see yourself responding now?
0. I don't know.
How do
Did you want me, like a 0, like a number? Like I don't
No,
feel.
like an event. Like it happens, something happens, and
Yeah.
it would have triggered the I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
Like, how would you react now?
I don't think I'd react. I don't know, I'm not getting any reaction. I'm not feeling.
So you just be like,
Yeah. I don't think everything needs a reaction. And since that is cleared, I don't feel a reaction to it.
Love that. Beautiful. Wow. Great work. Holy Moses. That's really powerful stuff, Cielo. Holy. And even though we never went live with it, I'm still going to repost this link because I still think that people need to see this. And now I understand why we were prevented from going live, because the powers that are not interested in our elevation would not want anybody to see this, right? Roll my eyes. Okay, cool. So your homework is continue with your affirmations, okay? When your affirmations start to irritate you, when you read them and they're like, ugh, let me know, because that means that they're already integrated. When we try to teach our unconscious mind something that it has integrated already, it gets really like, when someone is like, no, let me teach you how to spell cat. C, okay, C is the round letter, right? And you're like, I got it. I know how to spell freaking cat, right? That's the same. That's the same reaction that the unconscious mind has once it's integrated something.
Okay.
Yeah. So affirmations, and I want you to pick 3 things that you're going to do for yourself this week, just because they light you up.
Right now or just throughout the week?
Throughout the week, and then share with us next week what those 3 things were.
Okay.
Great. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
See you next week, babe.
Okay. Have a great one.
Bye. You too. Bye.